A Tiny Blue Games news report.
The world's still in silence as sightings of the beast have been confirmed in places such as Spain, Poland, Germany, England, and France. Everyone has the same question on their mind. What does this creature want? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tiny Blue Games. My name, of course, is Seesaw or Chris, and today we're talking about Fortnite. Now, I don't know if you've been on Reddit recently or any other social media, but there has been sightings of the Fortnite Llama, the Loot Llama that is, in different countries around the world. Now, this could be, in my mind, one of the coolest marketing plans any actual game development company has ever put into action. And we're going to do a quick talk about what's been seen and why this is so cool and big for where marketing campaigns go in the future. Because for those of you who don't know, I am a gamer, obviously. I make a YouTube channel, I make gaming videos, I play MMOs and shooters and stuff like that, but I went to school for marketing, so this is kind of like the coolest story I've been following in a really long time, and I kind of wanted to share my input on it and really talk about what I think is super cool about this. So first, let's talk about what's happening. In the photos I put at the start of this video, you can see there are the Loot Llamas in different places around the world. So far, it's mostly been in Europe, although I would suspect if this is a marketing campaign that we'd probably eventually see them in North America as well. I'm not entirely sure why it started specifically in Europe. And why not in America, unless we simply can't be trusted to not blow up the Loot Llamas or something like that, which, I mean, really wouldn't be that surprising. But what is interesting is the fact that this is happening at all. So let's take a look at what this item is in the game. This is a very rare drop that is scattered anywhere throughout the map. And kind of the coolest part about it is that it can spawn in like trees or like by cars and houses and bathtubs. And a really big part of the game is, or at least the game on Reddit, is people taking pictures of where they found these weird llamas. So Epic has really translated this into real life by having people find these Loot Llamas in very different random locations. And then, of course, they're taking selfies, they're doing different like dances in front of them and videos and stuff like that. And pretty much every single one that's been found has gone viral and had like, 10 to 20,000 upvotes. It's been extremely successful in terms of getting people's engagement, which is a huge plus for marketing. Now, I guess the big question on a lot of people's mind is, is this for sure done by Epic? I mean, at least at this date, I haven't read something directly from Epic saying, hey, this is from us. But it seems like it is. These are all very identical llamas. Like, it looks like they were built in the same place. They're very high quality. They're very heavy too, so it would be hard to put them there. And they're definitely put in a very specific location and sort of pose. So it looks like at least someone's behind every single one of them. But I would strongly suspect that it is Epic that's doing this, and it's a really smart thing to do. Because the other piece of evidence that supports this as well is that we do have Season 5 coming out soon. So it would make sense to have a large marketing campaign right before the Season 5 pass goes on sale. So it does line up well with that. Now, this isn't the first instance of a kind of marketing campaign or sort of situation like this. Like, a big one that I compare this to is kind of the It movie. How people started seeing all these clowns and stuff like that around. Now, there was a lot of debate about whether it was real or not as well, and that almost sparks more interest in it, because people are debating whether it is real, whether Epic would do this, whether they wouldn't do this. So it almost generates more buzz when it's not a for sure marketing campaign. For instance, if they post a trailer or something like that and it's posted by Epic, it's very clearly a marketing trailer. But when it is something like this that could not be Epic, it makes it so much more interesting because people want to see what the actual goal of this is. Because if it is an Epic, someone's playing like this really crazy joke on everyone, and it's almost more exciting to see what that is too. So there's a lot of different angles for it. Another big one is obviously in the game, the Loot Llamas carry very valuable things inside them. And the question then becomes, what's inside these llamas? The actual llamas, from what people are saying online, are made out of metal, so it's really hard to get into them. People have tried like looking at screws and screwdrivers to go at them, but there hasn't really been any confirmed openings of any of them, and there very easily could be nothing in them as well. So it's an interesting question. It could be kind of a letdown in that way, really, when people find out that there is nothing actually inside the llamas. But I think it'll be more of a enjoy the journey versus, the destination, which I think is mostly just hyping people up for the next season. But that's also kind of a big part of why this is exciting, is how Epic goes about releasing their new seasons. A lot of games, when they have a new expansion or a new DLC or something like that, they, very clearly say what the name of it is and what the theme is and what the content is, and really try to hype you up that way to purchase it. Epic, however, has very much adopted a sort of theme of dropping little hints about what the next season will be throughout the current season, and not actually really ever announcing what the theme of the next season is. And this has really allowed for more community speculation, which is another thing that fuels kind of the buzz behind all these different seasons. So really, Epic's marketing team are the masters of getting the community to do their marketing for them. And that is truly what you want. You want that engagement. You want people to spread that message. For instance, not like, yes, people who play Fortnite are stopping by all these llamas and taking pictures and stuff like that. But the amount of exposure this game's getting to people who don't play Fortnite, like, for instance, I guarantee that every single city that has one of these llamas in them has had probably a news story about it, maybe even a newspaper story about it. Like, that amount of coverage is crazy. And Fortnite was already like super close to taking over the world in terms of how many people are talking about it and stuff like that. So doing things like this really bring it to another level. And I think that's super, super cool. The other and final sort of thing I want to talk about is the amount of money it takes to do something like this. Epic is making tons and tons of money from Fortnite right now. But what's interesting about this campaign is it's actually probably relatively cheap compared to a lot of other campaigns. For instance, the real costs are making the llamas, moving the llamas, and I'd probably like just some sort of logistical arrangement and stuff like that. But there's not that much cost involved. Like when you compare it to making some sort of trailer, like paying for the filming of it, in game, obviously, paying for the editing and stuff like that. And then you could just release it to your own channels, I guess. But you're usually going to pay for some paid promotion on Facebook or YouTube or something like that. And the amount of money it takes to get that kind of viewership that they're getting right now would be hugely different. Like, it would take millions and millions of dollars to accomplish what they've accomplished probably, I want to say, with $10,000 to $20,000. Like, I don't know, obviously, and we also don't know how many llamas are coming. I mean, like I say, we've only seen them in Europe right now, but I would be surprised if there wasn't any coming to the States, because, let's be honest, there's a lot of people who play Fortnite in North America, so it would be surprising if they didn't end up coming there. But the amount of money is going to be so much smaller than if they had done a traditional marketing campaign for their game. And I think that really goes to show, how these different forms of advertising kind of can play a part in this in the real world. More to that, it cuts through the noise. If this was another trailer, and there's so many trailers for so many cool looking games, it doesn't make as big of an impact on me. This makes a bigger impact on me because I'm actually curious. I want to know how the story ends, and I think it's going to bring a lot of people into it. Now, obviously, the harder part is, as where a trailer can be promoted directly to, I don't know, say people who enjoy first-person shooters or something like this. It's hard to target where this viewership is going for this. Like, obviously, it's going to be within the community itself, which is great because you can, promote people to repurchase the next pass and stuff like that. But it also goes to people like parents and stuff like that of, in the cities like, Paris or something like that. People who aren't even potential customers are going to get impacted by this, and it kind of wastes itself on them. But I think overall, the impact of this is greater than a trailer would be. Now, the other part of this is the novelty of it. If they were to do this every season with the llamas, it wouldn't be special anymore. So it's kind of, you can use this trick once, but you can't do it every single time like you would a trailer. So there's also that as well that has to be considered. But overall, I wish the gaming companies would adopt more unique marketing campaigns, like building physical objects or projection or different things like that. They're actually interactive with their world, because a lot of these games do have elements of real life in them, and if they can really exploit that and make their game feel tangible and real to people, it really ramps up the excitement that's associated with not only their game but their brand. And I think that's really important to success for these gaming companies. Anyways, I'd like to finish off the video there. I thought this was a super cool campaign. I don't know how you guys felt about it. Please share your comments in the below below about anything that I have mentioned. Do you agree with me? Do you think this was successful? Do you think it wasn't successful? Do you think that llamas are going to be sighted in North America soon? Is that what this is leading up to, or is this not even by Epic at all? So share your comments in the section below. If you liked this video, please do give it a like. And of course, if you love my beautiful voice, do subscribe for more gaming related content from a casual gamer. And yeah, have a good night.